Belle Delphine.
Yeah.
She's making more than 300k a month. She's easily making like 700k a month on OnlyFans.
Welcome. We're going to review Lauren Alexis's interview on the Happy Hour podcast, reviewing the platform called OnlyFans. Many of you may have heard of it, but now we're going to have a little bit of an example of what it is and how people are making money on it. Without further ado.
Fans, easily.
I don't know loads about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Really don't. What would be your kind of like top level description of it for anyone out there who doesn't know? We've already spoken a bit about it. There might be some people out there who don't know what it is at all. So how would you describe what OnlyFans is as a platform?
So OnlyFans is a subscription platform, which is where you can make a subscription price from like $5 to $50, and then you can do whatever you want on there. You can do like my sister could do a like cooking on there, you know? Like...
It's a really important point. Now, a lot of people want to be influencers and Instagram models and things like that. But the thing that they need to be transitioning to is having some kind of way of monetizing it. Subscription model is a very reliable way of moving your fan base from whatever platform, maybe YouTube, maybe Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be, to a platform where you're able to monetize them. So I like this OnlyFans already.
Ellie Alexis.
Food, like food porn.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
Thing. Right.
So she could do that, and it's not actually a site that was made specifically for sex work. And everyone always mistakes it as a sex work site, like an ad.
Again, really great point, because at the end of the day, adult material, I don't want to get demonetized, adult material has always been at the forefront of the internet revolution. The reason is because the nature of adult entertainment, they're usually shunned from the more conventional platforms. So the likes of OnlyFans is a place for people to push barriers. So wherever adult entertainment goes, usually the more mainstream entertainment will follow.
Adult platform, but it is actually a platform for anybody who has followers and fans, and they want to like bring them in and kind of make an income from what they're doing, like for example PT sessions, that kind of stuff. So you can pretty much do anything on there, and you can have like a free subscription or like a paid one, and it's an easy way as well to talk to your like followers and stuff. So
free subscriptions are always great. Free subscriptions is a way for people to be eased into the model that you're trying to take them into that will be eventually monetized. So things like a highlight of what is available beyond the paywall, and also sometimes a full version of whatever is behind the paywall, just so people can be enticed and then want more of it.
I really didn't realise that.
That way, you don't have to just reply to Instagrams. You can reply to people who pay.
Then I might be more. I might be more inclined that way. Yeah, I didn't realise that. I thought it was literally just like an adult thing.
yeah, no,
I saw a lot of celebrities are jumping on it.
yeah.
As I said earlier, wherever adult entertainment is, the mainstream media, the mainstream producers will be following, because that's where innovation happens.
And a lot of people in the, I say, sex work industry. So for example, I'm sure you've seen people on like Twitter, like doing like purely just like porn on like Twitter and stuff like that. But a lot of people, when like Cardi B, Tiger and stuff like that, they started signing up, they were saying like, oh, they're taking away income from us sex workers, blah, blah, blah. But I see it as the completely other, like opposite to that. Because when you think about it, these big celebrities like Cardi B and all that signing up, it's bringing more exposure to the platform.
Legitimacy, and that's why we're seeing more and more nowadays of OnlyFans and people mentioning OnlyFans, and this is why I'm doing the video today, because I'm hearing more and more about it. I want to hear firsthand what the experience is of an OnlyFans producer or a producer within the OnlyFans platform.
It's getting more accepted, and it's making the platform more popular. Whereas if they didn't, then if someone signs up to Cardi B and then they go on Twitter and they look into OnlyFans and stuff, they could find these sex workers and think, you know what, I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah.
But for example, that person who does follow Cardi B, if Cardi B had never made an OnlyFans, that person maybe never would have searched into OnlyFans on Twitter and never found these people.
That's an interesting highlight she's made, that it's not just a matter of you bringing your fan base to this platform to be able to monetize, but it's also the marketplace that the platform is creating. So as you mentioned, the likes of Cardi B, massive hip hop pop act, bringing attention to a platform where there are other people producing material. It's the same as with the likes of YouTube. So if people are hearing that there are some interesting creators, some interesting musicians on YouTube, they're more likely to go onto the platform. And what are they going to do? They're going to browse on that platform. So browsing on YouTube, what might they do? They might stumble over your content, my content, or someone else. So the more eyes, the better. And that's a really important point that she's highlighted. And I'm inclined to agree with her.
But in their mind, they're thinking they're going to unsubscribe from me to go over to Cardi B.
But then it's kind of like a similar. I imagine it's like a similar thing to like YouTube. So YouTube, if a mainstream kind of like celebrity comes onto YouTube, they might be one of the most famous people ever, but they might not thrive on YouTube because YouTubers have this kind of personable like approach, like. You subscribe to, let's say you subscribe to like Harry Rotashaw. You may like younger people, especially, may feel like they know him more than like Dermot O'Leary or someone random like that. I don't know why I went for him. Whereas if you've already got like an online social profile, which you have, more people will feel like they're already closer to you than a Cardi B.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've got to agree with him there. Just because you're massive on one platform doesn't mean that you're going to be able to translate that onto every other platform. Every platform's got its own culture, its own rules, unwritten rules, and its own audience. So the audience on TikTok is not going to be the same as the audience on Facebook, not going to be the same as the audience on LinkedIn, and it's not going to be the same, obviously, as the audience on OnlyFans. So just because the likes of Cardi B and that lot are on this platform doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be monopolizing all the people, all the potential members who are going to be browsing on this platform. It turns out that Cardi B is massive on OnlyFans, but it's not a given that anyone in mainstream pop or mainstream media is going to be able to easily transfer their brand on mainstream Hollywood or on the billboard onto any platform. So my favorite word, meritocracy, it's all a level playing field for us all.
What, Bella Thorne was in the news recently because
I didn't see anything specific about that. I mean, I saw Tana Mojo because Tana Mojo and Bella Thorne used to fuck or something, or they were like girlfriend.
What?
Did you not see that?
Yeah.
No.
They
What?
like music videos together and stuff. They like proper like.
There were loads
together.
of pictures of them kissing and stuff as well.
They were together?
Yeah, like girlfriend and girlfriend.
I had no idea.
I think it was before Jake Paul, so no
Yeah.
one cared about
I'll have to
her so
Google
much,
that later to really confirm.
Just the fact that OnlyFans has been brought into the conversations of gossip, of mainstream gossip, it just confirms the platform is in the space that people are going to be transferring audiences from their Facebook, from Instagram, from that was a tabloid news article. So it's just important to see not just the people who are bouncing around, but the names of the platforms that are bouncing around in these spaces. As I said, you're going to see it. Something referred to someone's OnlyFans in TMZ, on the Daily Mail, on all these daytime chat shows, and just the fact that it's being spoken about gives it validity.
But that's mad. This is a whole different world now.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when you come,
The fact that the host there, he is a man of social media. You'll see him on YouTube, you'll see him on Facebook, you'll see him Instagram, and everywhere in between. Has his own podcast, so really seems to be quite at the forefront of modern media. For him to be saying that this is a whole new world with OnlyFans just proves that you can't stand still with social medias and media production and how it's distributed around the world, because even someone who I would consider is at the forefront of modern media is finding this mind-blowing, aren't we all?
Come on, they're going to expect us to a very intrusive question, but how much do you earn, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down there because I get people ask me the same.
That's the question everyone wants to know. But I think the reason why a lot of people ask that question isn't necessarily because they're nosy. Probably a lot of the motive behind it is because they're nosy. But it's also just to understand, is this legitimate? I remember when YouTube first came out and people were wondering, are these people earning any money? They're producing a lot of content, but if they're not earning any money out of it, it's just a fancy hobby. And when people found out that the likes of KSI, the likes of Logan Paul were raking in millions and millions a year, people started looking at this as a legitimate avenue for, one, for a career, two, for media production, and three, just a valid medium of entertainment.
Same from YouTube. It's a rude question.
Yeah.
But when you compare it to YouTube earnings, Patreon, stuff like that, where's the main bulk of your income? Where does that come from?
The main bulk of my income is from Patreon and OnlyFans, because obviously, like,
Patreon's probably the closest model to OnlyFans, but from what I understand of OnlyFans has more facility for you to monetize engagement with your audience. So the likes of messaging and having very intricate style of paywalls behind, so you can have membership and then have a further paywall to access even further content. So Patreon, from what I see, Patreon's a very a more simplistic version of OnlyFans.
I said, a lot of my YouTube.
Also worth to note, Patreon actually banned adult material on their platform. That was a very bold move because, as I've said before, adult material is at the forefront of innovation. And some may argue that's some of the bread and butter that Patreon relied on to grow to what it became. But they made a conscious move. Like with YouTube didn't want to have any adult entertainment for the reason they didn't want to be pigeonholed as being an adult entertainment site. They wanted it to be seen as mainstream as possible, and so that was a very bold move by Patreon. But obviously, OnlyFans here has taken up the reins of facilitating adult entertainment and showing it as a valid media outlet for less risque material.
It is demonetized, and even when my videos were monetized, like, my CPM wasn't that good anyway.
Right.
But yeah, so my income is mainly from Patreon and OnlyFans.
Fair.
So.
And because this is the news headlines that you always see are about how who's making what and where. Like, that's obviously what
I saw like a rich list the other day.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Look at those figures. China Black, she's a TV personality, and Bella Thorne, talking 15.5 million per month. $15.5 million per month. That is insane. And this chart's really good because it's showing, one, the industry where they're coming from. Instagram followers, a lot of them will use that as their pipeline to gain their followers through a platform that hasn't got a paywall, and using OnlyFans subscription as that further level of membership into their world, into the China Black world. Cardi B, $7 million £7 million a month. Those are insane figures. Not sure if they're accurate because only they will know unless they publish it themselves. A lot of these figures are reliant on a lot of assumptions, but I think they're probably not far off.
Oh, it's bullshit.
Is it?
Yeah. Like some of the people were like number 5. I was just like, no, you're not.
What, they're going to be lower or higher?
Yeah, like lower. Like a lot of the, like for example, the number 30 was making like 30k pounds a month or something. And I know probably like 50 to 100 people on OnlyFans who are making more than that per month.
Okay, we're going to stop this video here and I'm going to start an OnlyFans, I've decided. Those are insane figures. And our argument is that, you know, this official list isn't that official. And it's like with anything, like with Forbes, there are many assumptions. And unless you publish what you're earning, people aren't going to know. So a lot of these entertainers rely on their branding that they are the cream of the crop in entertainment, because people will look at these charts and think, okay, Cardi B is the top on OnlyFans. These are her avid followers who are paying £40 a month. I think the figure there, if they're paying £40 a month, they're more likely to part money for this makeup or these trainers, this hat, this clothing brand, this perfume, whatever it may be. So sometimes people they don't necessarily have to embellish, but they do make it known the kind of figures that they're bringing in, because that's part of their branding, to show that they are top 10 in OnlyFans, or whatever platform it may be.
And just because what's her name, Belle Delphine?
Yeah.
She's making more than 300k a month. She's easily making like 700k a month on OnlyFans.
These are some insane figures. It's hard to get a grasp on these insane figures. But I go back to my favorite word, meritocracy. You are what you're bringing in. You know, if you're bringing in hundreds of thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, because you bring the value, whether it be through adult entertainment, through comedy, through educational entertainment, or whatever it may be, it is because people are seeing the value in what you do and are wanting to part with their hard-earned money. So it is a level playing field, and you know, they get what they deserve.
OnlyFans easily.
That's mental.
What?
It's all bullshit, trust me.
See how quickly the tables turn, because we have people come in here who don't understand YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I like tell them about this world and they're like, what? This is exactly how it is now, the other way around.
That's why it's so important to stay up to date with what's going on. Like, you can't sleep on this stuff. People are sleeping on the likes of LinkedIn for their business creation and business development. They're sleeping on YouTube even though it's been out for years. People just don't realize that this is the modern world. It's not the modern world, it's the world that we're in now. And it's so important for you not to be sleeping on this stuff. You know, OnlyFans might be a push for some people, I get it. But just to understand the levels of income that's viable on all these platforms, people stop sleeping on this. Stop sleeping on this.
Do you get followers or subscribers on there?
Subscribers.
Are those metrics public? Can you see them? If I went onto your OnlyFans, could I see how many subscribers you have?
No, only I can see that. You can turn it on to see how many like someone has, for example.
Right.
But you can like have it private. So
And this is what I was saying before. I'm sure a lot of the people quite high up are showing people what they're bringing in for that brand. They're able to negotiate higher deals to be able to, or people are seeing that big legitimate brands are seeing firsthand the type of numbers that these people are bringing in, and they want to be part of this. They're seeing that confirmation that these people are legitimate on a platform they may not understand, but they're seeing legitimacy. If you're bringing in 7 million a month, you're legitimate, as long as it's through legitimate means. But if you're bringing in those kind of figures, brands are going to want to be dealing with you. Companies are going to want to align with you. They're going to see value in what you're creating for your audience, and they want a slice of that cake.
Mine is private.
So for somebody who perhaps really wanted to work out what you would earn from it, could they do that by looking at subscribers and working it out, or is that not possible?
They'd get a rough idea, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. For example, like sending out pay-per-view messages. Like you can send out messages that people have to pay specifically to unlock.
Oh, wow.
And this is how OnlyFans has gone that level further than the likes of Patreon. They've developed many intricate paywalls that they're essentially upsells, but people won't think of them as upsells. You're not consciously saying, hey, you need to purchase this for some more for you to be able to feel a different level of membership. This is simply just, hey, I want to send you a little message. Oh, got to part with £5 in the meantime. These little upsells. And if you're talking about these kind of numbers of 40, 50,000 people on your membership, these little upsells, they turn into some serious money.
People can tip, you can do like posts, or people have to unlock the post. I mean, the posts on my paid page, they're all unlocked anyway, because I don't want to charge people to sign up and then they have to like unlock more things when they're on there. But I do send out like it's called PPV messages, like pay-per-view messages. And then if people want to like unlock that and watch that, they can unlock it, and then it stays.
I'm guessing some of these messages may be in a video form.
In their messages for the whole time that they have OnlyFans. So yeah.
So there's all these different kind of revenue streams within the same kind of
there's a lot
model.
of different things.
Multi-revenue streams within one platform. That's genius, absolute genius.
Do you get more from your subscriptions, or do you get more from like tips and people paying the odd thing here and there? Like
on my free page, because no one's paying a subscription, I get more from like tips and messages, obviously. But then on my paid page, I'd say, probably more overall from my subscriptions, but it's not far off what I make from messages. It depends how many messages I send out per month. So.
Well, that was a fantastic insight there by Lauren Alexis regarding OnlyFans. As I said before, we can't be sleeping on these new platforms. Even if some of them may seem a bit risque, it's definitely worth us just investing a bit of time to see what the business models they're enticing you to explore. So OnlyFans is clearly a subscription monthly payment style model that a lot of us can learn from, not just to create an OnlyFans, but even if you're creating a website for yourself, you can create a membership subscription platform, because clearly there is an appetite for membership platforms. It's not an alien concept to consumers. So whatever you're providing, if you're a company or you're an individual, you should be looking at these membership platforms as a model for your business, because that reoccurring income gives you a bit more stability in what you're doing. That income, knowing and projecting what you're going to be earning month by month makes a big difference. So that's been the Lauren Alexis OnlyFans review. Thank you for watching, and if you want to watch some more, make sure you follow me, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Until next time, take care.